so totally kneeling down because this is about this high and it's the only place I can put the camera. I'm gonna answer a quick question, and I know like I haven't been on top of my YouTube at the minute, but there's a lot of stuff going on. It will become clear soon. Hopefully got a lot of content coming your way. About like 3-4 months ago, I posted out on social media, you know, that I don't really have to market myself anymore to get like photography and film gigs, and this is like pretty much kind of based towards those sort of people. And I'm just kind of going into depth about that a little bit more. What I meant by that is that I've spent the best part of like 2 years building like a persona, in a way, like building a brand. I never expected myself to become a personal brand, but it has happened. Weirdly, people like me. It's bloody cold out here. I didn't expect to do all those things, but then, you know, there's a lot of people that the second I said, you know, I don't have to market myself as much anymore, they were like, oh, well, tell us your secrets. There isn't really a secret per se. I fumbled into photography and film, and I don't even lie about it because there's no point. I didn't want to pay a photographer for my startup business because I was getting charged anywhere between 500 and 700 quid for like half a day shoot, which now that I do the job is reasonable, but I didn't want to pay that. So because of that, I went and bought myself a camera. My brother is a professional wedding photographer, so I asked for his help. He got me a brilliant startup camera, and I just started taking things myself. I started getting noticed when I started helping friends. So, you know, like my friends would want to either be social influencers or they are PTs or something like that. I've been in the, you know, I've been involved in this fitness industry going on like 5 odd years now. So I wanted to help them out, so I'd take pictures and I'd help. And I think my first ever paid photo shoot was £50. That was with a guy called Lee. And I remember it because the pictures that came out of it, I was like, wow, I really enjoy these pictures too. Now the difference is, and this is the difference between like if you're doing it as a hobby and if you're doing it for like professionalism, the amount of time I've spent talking to people, doing free shoots. I actually think free shoots are amazing. Some people don't agree with that. Color grading, that was my biggest thing. I look back on photo shoots that I've done in the beginning and my color grading was shocking. It was just very high saturation. The camera was all set wrong. I had to really just learn how cameras work. But back to where people are like, you don't have to market yourself anymore, or at least when I made that comment, and people are like, they want to do the same thing. Everyone doesn't see like the time. They see like this big picture in front of them, which is like, I can get photo shoots now without really having to market myself. But they don't see the time that I put into that, and they don't see the extra work that I have to do now, because there's a small difference. I don't have to do as much work as in getting my reach out there, because I have more of a reach now, but I do have to work harder in securing people, for the simple fact that £50 shoots don't exist anymore. You know, like I don't, my setup in front of me now, the 4K camera and stuff, this camera is not going to do a 50 quid shoot. My time has become more important because of other things in my life as well. With Emerge Elite kicking off, which is a whole different video that I'll get into, I don't have as much time. Before I had more time to sit back, communicate. My days off, I was able to go and do free shoots and pay myself. You know, to get into London it was like 30 quid a round trip, and I was able to do that a lot more often because I had more time to do so. These days my time has become more valuable. The people who are like, I want what you have now, you will never ever get that without doing the foundations before it. So my foundations before it was doing free shoots, reaching out to people, adding value to them, helping them as much as I can. Like, we're not even talking like free, like a lot of people get hooked on money, but I'm talking about like adding value. Even if you were doing a shoot for like 150 quid, if you are adding so much value to them, you're making that 150 quid feel like feel like they've spent nothing. And that's kind of like how I go about life. And that's it really. You know, you've got to do the work. 100% you got to do the work. I'm gonna go into like hopefully like a series of doing stuff like this for like new photographers, seasoned photographers, because I think we can all learn from each other. You know, like I'm not the best in the world, and I know that. I am very, very much hooked on helping people, so that's what this is gonna hopefully become. Now I am freezing. I've got a very, very hungry horse looking at me, so I better go and do my day job. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. See you in a bit.